Like a 5-letter ice on demand at train price was good, y'all. Jude/Escope here. And we're going to be talking about how to get better in SSF2 how to get better in SSF2 in general. Well, I can say in any Smash game, but specifically for SSF2. I've been getting some DMs after I play some people asking how I get so good and how I move so quickly and how I know what they're going to do before they do it, stuff like that. I'm going to try to nitpick and explain how I do that. First and foremost, I want to explain I'm not the best SSF2er. I'm not the best SSF2 player. I'm not. I don't even participate in a lot of tournaments at all. And if I were to rate myself, I would say I am a 7 because I play. And I learned a lot from playing for the last, I've been playing since I was like 8 or 9 years old probably. So yeah. And I'm 21 now, so it's definitely been most of all of my childhood, honestly. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna start off as if someone just entered the SSF2 community and is new to the game and everything like that. So that's where we're gonna start off. So number one, you're just gonna have your main or an individual character that you like to use or want to use, and understanding their strengths and their weaknesses. So ever since I was like 8 or 9 years old, I always played Sonic. Sonic has been my main since then and currently still is my main. I don't play Sonic as often because I like using a lot of other characters in the game now, and I don't use Sonic unless I absolutely have to, because I don't know, I just feel like I like playing a lot of different characters now and I'm not just into Sonic. Clearly you want to play that character, so you want to play that character. I play Sonic, and Sonic noticeably has a lot of weaknesses. He has a lot of strengths as well, and I like to exploit those strengths, but he also has a lot of weaknesses, like he cannot do well in versus Samus or anything like that, projectiles and stuff. So you want to always get into close with your opponent, always want to be close when you are playing against your opponent, because Sonic is obviously more of a fast, short range, a fast brawler, clearly. So number two, a training partner who's going to help you get better at the game, well, get better with the character that you're playing with, and someone who's clearly better than you. So I think it was I didn't get into the competitive SSF2 till like 2015, 2016. And that was when I think online just came out, and I used to play on Anders Ladders a lot. I was really excited when Anders Ladders came out, really excited for that. So there was a certain Sonic main that I always had my eye on when I was using Sonic, and it was Light2Key. Light2Key was a really good, like one of the best Sonics at the time, alongside with Afro and Miracle. And it was just, I wanted to see, well, I really wanted to like know how I fared against Light2Key. So I first saw him on Anders Ladder. I suggested a match with him, and then yeah, he 2-0'd me, and it was not the best experience of my life. So because I really thought I was a really good Sonic, and then I clearly wasn't. So after that, after that defeat, I've been practicing. I practiced my Sonic a lot, and I practiced my Sonic a lot based on the things that he used to, the play style that he had. And I've grown a little bit. I would say I've grown a little bit and understood how my character works. And then I got to play him again, maybe like a few months after that, and I did better. I still didn't win though, and but I wasn't really as good. So I noticed there was a certain time when he would always be online. So I would actually go into his lobbies and play him most of those times. And in the midst of that, I noticed he was training me in a sense. And I noticed that I was training and I was getting better. and my reaction time to certain things was getting better, how my movement was starting to change, because I was a big roller. I used to roll so much back in the day, and it was just terrible. Like, if you watch one of the videos I have, it's not on this channel, but it's on one of my friends' channel. I'll probably link in description. It was, I used to roll a lot, and it really cringes when I watch that video again. Even though I landed a really good combo, I used to roll so much, and it was just like, ugh. Like, there are a lot of people who still, like, roll a lot, but at the same time, rolling, you don't want to roll too much because it gets predictable, and then rolling is just really annoying on top of that, too. For the person who's not rolling and is trying to actually have a decent match, rolling is very much annoying. So, once I was getting better, and then there was one video, I think I finally beat him in one match, and I was really excited. That was because after I beat Light to Key that one time, I felt like I was learning. I felt like my practicing has made progress, and it was coming into fruition and all that. So it was really cool, and I really thank Light to Key for doing that, and thank him for actually training me, because it was training. Like, we were training, well, he was training me in how to use Sonic and how to manipulate Sonic's speed and all of that good stuff. So number 3 would be finding your own style for the character. So I did practice with Light to Key a lot, but the thing is that my Sonic was nothing like Light to Key Sonic. Like, Light to Key Sonic was much more technical than mine. I don't think he had auto dash, at least, or he had a walk button, I'm pretty sure. And the main reason why he had a walk button was because he would walk, he would usually dash suddenly, which would mix up someone's timing on how to punish, or stuff like how to punish and attack or stuff. And then he would also do a lot of jab blocking into a cancel and into a smash attack or something like that. So, and then he would predict a lot too. And the thing is that my Sonic was nothing like that. Like, I had auto dash on, and I would just run wild, literally. I would move fast and then try to get in my opponent's face and just do as much damage as possible, and then maybe like step back if I could, and then come back in. So our play styles were very different, but I also learned that there was a lot of advanced text that I've learned while I played Light to Key. Like reverse aerial rushing, RAR, jab blocking. I learned how to jab block as well, and I think I also learned how to short hop, or I did it before. I learned a lot about Sonic's movement and how my character should flow, the way I liked Sonic to flow, and also some more advanced tech. So I would say number 4 would be playing different characters, other characters that are not your main, and seeing how those advanced techs or how those movements correlate with that character. I used to also play Kirby back in the day as well. I still do play Kirby. And the thing is that those advanced techs and those box trotting, which is also dash canceling, reverse aerial rushing, and a lot of like my flow, it also correlates with Kirby very well. And I really do like playing Kirby because Kirby was always a really good character, in my opinion, even though Kirby was at the bottom of the tier list. I actually used to be a low tier hero, and I used to play Sonic and Kirby and most of the low tiers. I used to play Chibi. I had a Puff moment. I played Puff. I played Mega Man a bit. I played Bomberman back in the day. Bomberman wasn't in and out, wasn't off and on, but it was okay. So I also played those characters as well. And after my training with Light to Key, it was cool like playing those characters again and just seeing how the effects of my training on the effects of my learning and training onto those characters, because Kirby's reverse aerial rush is pretty sick because I can jump higher and I can jump low to your character, so I can do that easier. And number five would be playing characters that are better than you, and it definitely helps. I play Kios a lot whenever I have the time or whenever Kios is online. I try to play a lot of the pro players since I am a top player. Actually, I think this is a good time to explain that pro players and top players are different types of people. Like, pro players are on another stepping stool, and then there's top players. There's like the hierarchy where it's, I would say, bad players, kind of good players, pro players, well no, good players, really good players, top players, and then pro players. So top players like I would say Akabamba, me, and some other people, I don't know. And then there's top players that people like actually play in tournament, like Kios, Prolific, Miracle 7, Ace 2020. A lot of people who are at the top of that ladder, they play really good. So what you want to do is keep, like, since I'm a top player, I want to play with pro players and then get an idea of how they move and how they use their characters, so I could adapt to that and eventually learn how their playstyle and win. So it's just like getting better in SSF2 revolves more around you knowing your character and perfecting your character, and then knowing how your opponent plays their character. So that's literally what SSF2 is. That's literally all of Smash, if I have to say. Just playing your character perfectly and knowing how your character moves and knowing how the opponent plays their character, because their character has people play characters differently. So knowing how they play their character and not just how the character plays in general is very specific and is very to the point. So it definitely helps you know like what to avoid, and when when your opponent is gonna do something and you want to avoid or counter that, it definitely helps as well. So actually, yeah, I think that's it. So I hope this video definitely helps you guys get better in SF2 and helps you guys develop. And yeah, smile later.